Wasn't it here?
Yes, it was. Yeah, there she is.
Okay. Can you let me know when we're live? In an obvious way? Okay. Good morning. It's such a pleasure to see all your smiling faces here this morning at the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. So we're going to start off with a song called Ripples, reminding us how we're all connected.
Okay.
Roll. Echo.
Echo. Used to call that reverb.
It is.
My day.
What if you knew the smile you gave when a passing stranger looked your way? Let them feel a little more light and be kinder to their kids that night. And what if you saw the others' walls, knew their pains and watched their tears fall? Could you show a little more love then? It'd make a difference because it ripples. You touch me, and I touch you. With all we say and all we do in time, it ripples down the line. I do my best when I make waves to make them waves of joy, not waves of pain. It's like tossing pebbles in the pond. It resonates on and on, it ripples. 'Cause I touch you, and you touch me. With all we think and all we feel in time, it ripples down the line. Yes, it ripples. So I wake up every day with a prayer. I will celebrate the ripples that I make, that I'll let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. Yeah, let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. Yeah, let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees, 'cause it yes, it ripples. So I wake up every day with a prayer. I will celebrate the ripples that I make. Yes, the ripples. Every day when I wake, let me show up in love. Let me resonate my love in every day, every way, yeah. With each choice I make, yeah. Every step I take, yeah. Every word I say, yes. Let me show up in love, 'cause it ripples.
love the harmonies.
Yeah.
I am Reverend Sharon Dunn-Alberg, your senior minister, your spiritual director, welcoming you here where we believe that you can change your life by changing your thinking. And I see the Cartans are back from their world travels. Yes, we're not envious. No, we don't believe in that. So, of course, everyone's cell phone is off. I just can't, that was just so beautiful. What a creative mind you have to write that beautiful music and to have all that talent. So let's say good morning to each other. I think we all know how to do that with our namaste greeting. Let's say good morning to each other. And let's say our vision, mission, and purpose statement together. I just love these beautiful statements that came out of visioning when our Board of Trustees went on a retreat in Tahoe. So we did our visioning and came up with words, qualities, and put them into sentences. And I think this is just absolutely God's idea of self as our community. So our vision, we are a welcoming sanctuary community where all are accepted, valued, and supported in the global family. And our mission, we inspire personal and global transformation through the teachings of science of mind. And our purpose, in joy and love we connect in service to all life. And I do have the honor and privilege of bringing up our practitioner today, Peter Rolita. And I am going to step aside.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Peter.
Happy to be here with you. Let's just take a moment to notice our breathing. We're breathing in love. We're breathing out love. We are surrounded by love. And the opportunity is always to say yes to that love. That is the free will that we enjoy. And all of us here today are receiving that love. Between the music and the message and the fellowship, I'm so happy to know that each and every one of us is going to leave here having received the perfect gift from the divine. And together we say, and so it is. Our readings, God never intended man to suffer. Suffering may be salutary in that it leads us to a place where we learn that it is unnecessary. We shall cease to suffer as we more and more comply with the laws of the universe. All suffering is the result of some infringement of these laws. Some suffer, some are happy, some unhappy, according to the way they contact life. No one judges us but ourselves. No one gives to us but ourselves, and no one robs us but ourselves. We need not fear either God or the devil. There is no devil, and God is love. That's what I just said. The problem of good and evil will never enter the mind, which is at peace with itself. When we make mistakes, we suffer the consequences. When by reason of enlightenment and understanding, we correct such mistakes, we no longer suffer from them. Understanding alone constitutes true salvation, either here or hereafter. God did not create the world so that we have to suffer part of the time in order that we shall not have to suffer the rest of it. If the universe demanded suffering, it would destroy itself. Why then do we suffer? The only reason is because we not yet know how not to suffer. How are we going to learn not to suffer? First of all, we should listen to our minister. First of all, we should be absolutely certain that we can have confidence in the universe. There is a transcendent something in us that rises triumphant over every disillusionment, fear, and failure.
Beautiful. Well done.
All right. And we're going to have more music. Yes, ma'am. Come on up.
I can feel it with each breath I take, through my smiles and laughter, through my tears and pain, pouring through me as it slowly unfolds me. It's the flow of my evolution. Oh, my soul keeps growing, it knows when it's time for change. There's a mountain meant for me to climb. At the peaks I listen, it'll be sublime. And every step along that pathway bears my name, knows they're part of my evolution. Oh, my soul keeps growing, it knows when it's time for change. Waves crash down around me, and I see more clearly, taking baggage I don't need and releasing that. When I wash up yonder, braver, wiser, stronger, I will never be the same. In this moment, there's a perfect seed that will one day spring forth from the self I grieve, and I will step out of a crucible of pain, blossoming in my evolution. Oh, my soul keeps growing, it knows when it's time for change. Oh, my soul keeps growing, it knows when it's time for change. Oh, my soul is running.
get that out worldwide. Wow, that was amazing. So yes, we're still in the month of June, with the theme in living color, which is our monthly theme. By the way, we have an annual theme as well, which is rising higher, growing deeper. Okay. And today's topic is do what you want to do, and I've added a little byline, without suffering. So we're going to talk a little bit about suffering, which you may have got that clue from the readings that Peter did. Because, I was really wondering, what does Ernest Holmes say about suffering? And I really enjoyed the concordance, which is, we have Ernest Holmes' concordance of everything he has said about every subject, which is really wonderful. And so you just hit a word, and then you bring up all that he says about that in all of the books that he's written. And who's Ernest Holmes? But he is the founder of our teaching, The Science of Mind. And so I really enjoyed that. And so the key points I want to talk about is reasons people enjoy suffering, quantum mechanics of suffering, which is our science. We are a threefold teaching: philosophy, science, and religion. And our science is quantum physics. And last, the cessation of suffering, which is a Buddhist concept. And remember, Ernest Holmes loved all of the great teachers, all of the great scriptures. So I, of course, love that most of all. I think in seminary, what I really enjoyed most of all was world religions. Why did I enjoy that most of all? Because it helped me to understand. And what is understanding but the bridge to compassion? If we understand one another, we're not afraid of different. I love that. So the more I learn, the more I am not afraid. Right? So this is very interesting. I did do a little research, as I love to do, and there are people who love to focus on, or who maybe they don't love it, maybe they just do, but focus, remember that word, on suffering. Some of our ministers even their ministry is around suffering. Like, how can I help you with your suffering? Some call it shadow work. Have you heard that term? Shadow work. One of the great teachers in our movement who I have studied with is an author of 2 books on the shadow. And the shadow basically is our unresolved issues, aren't they? It's those things that happened to us in the past that make us afraid. We armor up in life over things that have hurt us in the past. Why do that again? Right? So why not armor up? And by armoring up, you're literally focusing on suffering. And I do say that bringing suffering from the body, from our reactor to our mind, is a wonderful journey to healing. In other words, we're not reacting anymore over our traumas. Rather, we can tell the story of them in a way of teaching, not in a way of attachment. Do you see the difference? And so that helps us react less. And it's really about getting our reactions in order, isn't it? To be at peace, to be comfortable. Who wants to be upset? So the reason I'm bringing a lot of this up is because outside we have a lot of opportunity to be upset. Don't we?
Yes.
And we have to do this balance, this dance of what we call spiritual bypass, where we're not literally denying that it's happening. That's not it. Do you know that denying that it's happening, resisting, is actually an energy that weighs and creates? It's causal, it's creative. So we have to look outside, we have to feel what's going on, but we don't have to live there. So I thought this was interesting. Are you open? Will you just be open for a moment? And, this is not a make wrong. I really enjoyed, why do we enjoy suffering? And some of it rang true for me, and I was like, no, not me. And so, it doesn't have to be you, but I just thought we would like to share together some reasons why people enjoy suffering. The search for intense emotional experiences. We just want to feel. But you know that we don't have to feel suffering, we can actually feel bliss. Just keep planting a seed, we can just feel bliss. The excitement it generates. Oh my gosh, catastrophizing, woohoo, drama, yeah? For the feeling of living fully, like really feeling all of it, right? A need for control, even if that control is limited to observing or influencing another person's suffering. How about a twist in the sense of self-worth? I deserve this, right? Yeah. I deserve this. I like this one. A form of Schadenfreude. Now this is something that I think we need a definition for a little bit, right? Because I sure didn't know it. It's not one in my vocabulary. Oh, today I think I'm going to Schadenfreude. Have you ever said that? Yeah. No, but anyway, this is where pleasure is derived from the misfortune of others, especially if they perceive the suffering as deserved. Well, it may not be a word we know very well, but what about when we watch the news? Are we ever excited that somebody is suffering? I do a little Schadenfreude. Not me, but some seek meaning or purpose in suffering. A catalyst for personal growth. We do believe that. People that do shadow work do believe that it is a catalyst for personal growth. Some believe that you can't grow without suffering. A way to connect with others who have experienced hardship. That's almost like an empathy, sympathy, in that kind of spectrum. Again, that is good. And we don't set up camp there. We're not looking to relate on that level, right? Some may find pleasure from inflicting pain, that's sadism, or experiencing pain themselves, masochism, and I know we are not in that at all. Individuals who struggle with low self-esteem, lack meaning in their lives, and need validation. Have you ever met somebody who's always drama-fied? It's like, I know 3 people in my intimate circle who I can always count on. When I say, hello, how are you? I got to be ready, sit down, pack a lunch, because I'm going to hear everything that is wrong. Anyone know someone like that? Yes. Okay. Peter, can you bring my phone up to me, because I want to... Some people may find their purpose in their suffering. Again, individuals may have a deep empathy for others, as we said. Sharing experiences. We think that that's a way to share with one another, the way to relate with one another. But you can actually change the channel. When you're talking with somebody like that, you can actually change the channel to a positive and ask, what wonderful thing is happening for you? I mean, it's that simple. Redirect. Individuals who have experienced trauma or abuse, and this is kind of the most important one, I thought, may be drawn to suffering as a way to cope with their own emotional pain or to seek validation in their own suffering. I have found that people, especially these people that make a living with people in their suffering, often have a great story themselves. And then it's kind of like, is my story greater than your story? Have you ever thought of that? Like, my story is, I think I can top your story. I know I can top anybody's story. And some cultures may place a higher value on resilience and the ability to endure hardship. So I want to, I did some research on Facebook. And people post on Facebook, and Facebook can be a wonderful place to hang out for catastrophizing. Isn't it? Instagram's great too, because you can get right to the disaster in 47 letters. I really like that. But here's a little meme. Just on grief, just staying with grief. Grief is my friend now, and grief, do you know where I'm going with this? I used to beg for the grief to go away. Now I understand it's the last piece of you I get to keep. On and on and on. Here's one. Teaching people how to regulate their emotions is crime prevention. It's addiction prevention. It's suicide prevention. It's general healing. It's how we stop raising adults who explode, implode, or shut down. In other words, this is the path. Let's analyze and dissect our suffering. Let's see how it empowers us or powers us. And this is my favorite. When you reach a stage where you can have a very dark and difficult experience without having to look on the bright side, then you know that you have made progress on your healing journey. Do you see where I'm going here? What does this have to do with science of mind? Well, there's the quantum mechanics of suffering. And I want to look at that with you today. I really enjoyed learning this. So, for the first time, I've always thought quantum mechanics and mathematics, and you know how much I love the science. Well then, this time I thought of the quantum philosophy. A quantum philosophy. And so this is looking at suffering within the realm of quantum philosophy was very exciting for me. It's not a literal concept, okay? It's not numbers, but it is weight, as we always discuss. So the observer effect and suffering, think about it. We all understand the observer effect, that there is infinite potential. When we focus on something, so it's potential, waves of potential. And then when we focus on it, it collapses into particle. It collapses into form. Are you getting the philosophy of suffering and quantum observer effect? When what we give attention to expands. If we're focused on our suffering, we will suffer. So suffering's guaranteed. Now, you might think, well, what about symptoms? What about discomfort? What about pain? We're not talking about that. What we're talking about, however, is that you can have one person in pain and another person in pain, and one person focused on pain and one person focused on principle, and they are going to have two different experiences of suffering. I guarantee it. So it's not that we're denying our pain, but what we're doing is we are weighing more in our focus on peace, comfort, wholeness. Does this make sense? This is the philosophy of quantum physics. The wave-particle duality, we understand that. Suffering can be viewed as a complex phenomenon that has both a physical or material aspect and more abstract or emotional. A person's physical pain might be seen as a tangible aspect of suffering, Well, the emotional and psychological impact of that pain could be considered the wave-like aspect. We are always at choice. Yes?
Yes.
Is anyone else fascinated by this? Thank you. How about the interconnectedness and suffering? One person's suffering, do you know, can ripple through the lives of others? That's quantum physics. Literally, I know people that I expect to be suffering with. That's all our relationship is, because that is all the person's focus is. And so I choose to have less focus on that person's suffering and more focus on that person's soul that I love and I'm connected to. So while that jibber jabber is going on, I'm thinking of all the things I love about that soul. And I am not going to take the bait. I have gotten in my ego and actually wanted to tell these colleagues, dude, get over it. Is there anything else you can focus on? But that's not mine to say, because I checked when I went through the gates. Is it mine to say? Is it kind? Does it need to be said? Does it improve the silence? That person is a graduate of the same seminary as I am and reads the same book I do, which says everywhere in the book, what we give attention to expands. And in God, there's no suffering. So here's one. Quantum entanglement. Two particles can be linked even across vast distances. And this can be used metaphorically to represent the interconnectedness, again, of our human emotions and experiences, including suffering. Do you know that you can suffer with somebody that's in New York? Or how about the White House? LA. Right now, the riots. The National Guard is on the way. What can we do to not add to the tragedy? What can we do to stand with our principles in the midst of a riot? That's our work. What can we do to stand in front of a physician that says, you have this diagnosis? What can we do? We can decide that's a fact, and it's not the truth of me. And I am going to focus on the truth of me so that it dissolves the fact. Facts. And last, quantum mind. Consciousness may be related to quantum phenomena, as we know, right? That's how come we can have telepathy, transference. We know that this is all in the quantum field. Well, suggesting that our thoughts and feelings may be influenced by the underlying quantum nature of reality, I can be affected by your suffering. Did you know that? I can be affected by your fear. In fact, I have a partner. Don't be rude. We get together and we'll be like, I'm afraid. And we're like, okay, how can we reframe that? Summertime is a time where everyone's away, right? And there's this idea, oh, attendance is down in the summer. And we're like, no, that's a global idea that we don't have to believe in. We can think creatively of ways to bring people together instead. And we can say, oh my gosh, when people aren't here, they don't tithe. How do we keep the lights on? Pay our musicians. pay me, of course. Well, we have to believe in our abundant universe. Didn't Ernest Holmes say you must believe in the universe? You must trust the universe that people will remember that this is their spiritual community and send in their tithes when they are cruising. We're going to go, where are we going? To the bay and catch halibut and crab? But I still remember this is my home, and this is important to be responsible for this too. So the last thing I want to talk about is the cessation of suffering, which is part of Buddhism. It's one of the Four Noble Truths, right? We all know this. So one is in Buddhist and Hindu philosophy, the cessation of suffering refers to the end of dukkha, which is often translated as suffering, pain, or dissatisfaction. Do you understand? The cessation of suffering ends dukkha. And the cessation of suffering is up to us. And there's a way to promote the cessation of suffering, which is spiritual practice, meditation, doing wonderful things, reading spiritual books, contemplation, reflection, walking the labyrinth, be in service, go help somebody who's in need. There are ways that we can get out of our suffering to help others that are suffering. That's a beautiful idea. And it represents the state of liberation. So no matter what is going on with you, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, when you are in the cessation of suffering, you are in the state of liberation. And that could be a simple focus on our good, not on our suffering. And then we have nirvana, which, as you're all familiar with, is the ultimate goal in both Buddhism and Hinduism, representing the cessation of suffering and the attainment of liberation, and is often described as a state of peace, freedom, and enlightenment. Anybody want that? Anybody want that? Because, we get bad news. I got to tell you, in a couple of weeks I'll be 75, and I'm looking at every morning, and I get up, and I'm like, oh, I'm walking. I'm walking to the bathroom all by myself without holding on to anything. I might start out shuffling until I get my mojo going. You ever have that where you're kind of creaky in the morning? Yeah. Or maybe it's just me. Is it just me? No, we're creaky. And then all of a sudden, it's almost like there's been some kind of lubrication where my joints are like working again, and I come out of the bathroom, I can lift my arms. There's a lot we can focus on rather than, oh my God. Remember Eeyore?
Yes.
My tail's not on straight. My favorite character in Winnie the Pooh. So, last but not least, things we can get rid, things that we can let go of. Craving, the root cause of suffering, linked to the attachment and craving, which creates a sense of dissatisfaction. The cessation of suffering involves relinquishing or detaching oneself from these cravings and attachments. Do we crave drama? And living an ethical life supports the cessation of suffering. What does that mean? That means we don't join the hate. That means we don't entertain violent ideation. We don't get in the riot and want to throw something. What we know is peace. What we know is that in our country, we have a democracy. We have a constitution. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. We're in the process right now of proving its security. Does this document really work? Are there checks and balances? And it's an exciting time that we can contribute the positive idea that, yeah, it does. And act accordingly. Act accordingly. When our brothers and sisters are so frustrated and threatened and throwing things through store windows, we pray. We pray. Let us pray. I am more than gleeful and happy to know that there is one power, one presence, one power. And before time and space, before unity, there was this oneness. That's all there was. That oneness, in that oneness, all life was correlated. And once correlated, in quantum physics, always correlated. And then the creation into form and the unity of us working together. And in that working together, we are working with principles such as abundance and peace and liberty and liberation and wholeness. All that is good. It is. Spirit is all good. It cannot be other. Because it cannot be opposed. Because it cannot be annihilated. Because it always was, always will be. And so that Spirit, the Creator creating creation, created me out of itself, in its image. And so my soul print is love and light and abundance and liberation and nirvana and peace and joy, wholeness. And that soul print connects me to all sentient beings. And from that soul print, I connect in love. And that's powerful. I can use the infinite power to make an influence, an impression on the soul print of another. And so I know my body is in perfect order. My body knows exactly what to do. It is an amazing machine, powered by my mind. And I know then this for all sentient beings. I don't care what your behavior is. Your soul print and my soul print will always be in love. Period. We do not fall out of love. We fall out of like, but we never fall out of love. And so I commit my life to meeting my soul to your soul. And I know that that is powerful and affects everyone in this country and everyone in the world watching. That I stand for love. And it makes me very happy. And I do not feel any suffering in that vision, mission, and purpose. I am liberated. That's where I live. That's where I have my being. My name is Joy and Peace. And so I am so grateful that this prayer was answered before I even spoke my word, ordained from that place of oneness way before creation. And I release my word into the law, the universal law that is immutable, just does what it is given to do. And I give it good and very good, and nothing else. And so please, if you have an agreement with me, as we say together, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Jubilee. Hallelujah. Shalom. Yahoo.
Though this song is a fun sort of homage to service and a bit of a play on words, the truth of it is that serving others is very healing, both for the server as well as the servee, so to speak. So
I like that, serving.
this is I Am In. Dance with me if you want to this. This big old world got small with new technology. You cannot help but see all the folks who live in need. News spreads like wildfire with voices crying pain. For someone to take action, for someone to be the change. But who? There's the question at hand. Who is gonna take a stand? But I am in, indeed. Put me on the team. Individual yet inseparable from my global family. I am inspired, infinitely sourced from within. 'Cause I know what my heart is for. That's where healing begins. I am in, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here to give all the love I can give. I am in. I'm ready to make use of any knowledge, any skills. Roll my sleeves up, following a higher love that will. A healing tribe can grow, never meant to getting strong. Passion keeps them going when the road seems steep along. Yeah, they're the ones who sacrifice to make a difference in this life. And I am insisting, put me on the team. Individual yet inseparable from my global family. I am inspired, infinitely sourced from within. 'Cause I know what my heart is for. That's where healing begins. I am in, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here to give all the love I can give. I am in. I am an instrument of peace. Oh yes, an instrument of peace. We all are instruments of peace. 'Cause anyone can serve anyone, anyone. Hey, anyone means me. I am in. I am invincible. Put me on the team. Individual yet inseparable from my global family. I am inspired, infinitely sourced from within. 'Cause I know what my heart is for. That's where healing begins. I am in, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here to give all the love I can give. I am in, yes, I am in. Put me on the team with my global family to give this world the love it needs. I am in, 'cause it's up to you and me. Are you in?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna get the basket started here. Thank you for As you can catch a clue from my grabbing the basket, it is our offering time, and it is time for us to give back for what you're receiving, and you're receiving plenty. So there's a QR code up there. You can use your phone. You can use the email address and give on our website. You can use the basket ID. And so let's just go ahead and say our abundance affirmation. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. Here's our song.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And we have announcements, which we have some people who are really good at that. So here comes one of them.
Here it comes.
One more. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to talk about this because it is the first round of our bidding for Gourmets for God. And what is Gourmets for God? It is our fundraiser that is our community builder, and it's just fun. So we have some hosts that have agreed to have some events for us, and we're going to be bidding on those events. If you enjoyed the music today, Gwen is one of our hosts. She's going to be hosting a house concert. So we're excited about that. The Clams have some pizza making and pool party. We've got a game night. We have a music and margaritas.
Oh!
So take a look when you go out into the social hall. I'll be out there to help you with the bidding. You need to get a bidding number and get your bids in early because there's going to be some serious competition, I think, for these bids. So check it out. Also, while I'm up here, just want to announce that next Sunday, you don't want to miss next Sunday. If you remember, Bev Barnett has been working with us doing the Why Not workshops, and we've been tearing material and tying knots into that material, right? Remember that? The art piece is done, and it is gorgeous. And it is called The Heart of Sacramento CSL. Next Sunday, Bev is going to be bringing it, and we're going to be hanging it right here. It is absolutely beautiful, and we're going to dedicate that, and so don't miss out. It's going to be a beautiful little ceremony to have the heart of Sacramento CSL be hanging in our sanctuary. Yes. So come and check that out. And now to you.
Back to me. So this class is going on. It started yesterday was the first session of it, and it's a real opportunity for us to come together as a community and take a look at what we want to contribute to each other when it's needed. And it's not too late to still get in. I have some books and some criteria for the class, and you can read along and come and catch up. So please don't hesitate if you want to come to it.
And it was awesome. It's a wonderful class.
Yay!
Yes.
All right. And what do we have? Oh,
And we can give that to Ruth.
give it to Ruth.
Okay. She has, you have tickets.
Yes, so the other thing I have out there in the social hall are tickets for this concert. Jennifer Bloomer de Guzman is coming on June 27th. She's going to be doing a whole concert for us. It's going to be wonderful. We're going to have a little meet and greet at 6 p.m. So if you want to bring your cheese and wine or whatever you want to bring to share, bring that with you. And we're going to have kind of a little social time before it starts. And then the concert starts at 7. Tickets are $20 donation. And we're so excited to have Jennifer in the house and to have a wonderful Friday evening with music. So please come and see me. If you don't have your funds today, if you want to reserve a ticket, you can always email us and let us know. Reserve a ticket at the door for me, and we'll do that for you. Okay? Yeah.
I'm really excited about this particular person coming to do a workshop for us, not to mention she'll be the guest speaker. But Sarah and I were litter mates in seminary, and I love this woman. I know you do too if you know her. Yes. And all these slides are on our website, so you don't have to worry about catching it now. You just go to www.saccsl.org. Make sure it's org. I think there's something else happening at .com. But this beautiful being of light is going to do a workshop. So you want to bring a brown bag, since she's our speaker, bring a lunch, so it'll happen as soon as service is over. She is a wonderful presenter and a very dear friend. So that is, there we go. Thank you, Peter. Take us out.
So we are a praying community here, and there's a prayer request form. It's right straight out here in the little cabinet there. And we have a team that will pray on any issue, anything that you present to us. So please avail yourself of that. And also, if you'd like personal prayer after service, please come and see me. Don't be shy. And I'll be happy to come and pray for you. So if we want to circle up now, we will get ready for our benediction.
Well, we got
One more song.
affirmation and one more song.
Affirmation. Oh, sorry.
We don't do that anymore. I forget it.
You can still circle up. We'll be
Oh, okay.
I love who I am, trusting my higher self to guide me in every step. Sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean it.
All right.
So for this last song, we're going to be reprising.
We're not circling that. Peter, you had a song.
This is fine. You're going to be participating
Yes,
with this
this
song.
is-
So circle up and participate.
And I get to thank Ruth and Cookie for singing with me again. I asked them if they were okay if I called them the Riplets. They're officially the Riplets. This is easy for me to say, participatory thing. You go ahead and roll it, Aspen. So we know it ripples. We all believe that here. And we're just going to affirm that we're going to show up in love.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to ask you to sing along with us as we sing the bridge of this song. Okay, here we go. I will let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. Sing with us. The love inside of me spread 360 degrees. Speak it if you want. Let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. Center that big, beautiful heart of me. Spread 360 degrees. Two more times. Let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. One more time. Let the love inside of me spread 360 degrees. 'Cause it ripples. Yes, it does. So I hope when you leave here, you stay in that love. You smile at some stranger for no reason. Imagine that. And have a beautiful, beautiful, heartfelt, heart-centered Sunday. Wonderful.
All right, now we can circle up, right? Yes. I just want to say it reminds me of Field of Sunflowers. If you've ever seen a time lapse, how they follow the sun, the whole plant turns. And so we can also follow spirit, and that's love. So just think of that during the week. Am I following the love? Right?
Yeah.
So in closing, I would just like to give thanks for this wonderful time we've had together. And our community is one of love demonstrated right now in each and every one of you. So I thank you for coming today. And again, if you want prayer, please come up and see me. I let it be so.
And so